Breaking news in the last few minutes. Canopy Growth's co-CEO Bruce Linton stepping down from his post. Shares dropping. Let's show you what's going on with those shares. Literally, as we speak, they had fallen off as much as 7% before. They've come back a little bit right now. But joining us on the Squawk Newsline, we've been speculating about what's happened here. Bruce Linton is with us. Bruce, give us the backstory. Why are you stepping down? And we should say you're not only stepping down from the CEO role, you're stepping down from the board.
Well, I think stepping down might not be the right phrase, right? On November 1, we closed $5 billion, $4 billion for about 17% of the company. And a condition of that closing was the board had to be reconfigured. About 8 months and 2 days later, I think the board had decided they wanted a different chair and a different co-CEO. So I'm out effective immediately, and there's a search to replace the transitioning co-CEO.
Bruce, just to be clear, have you been terminated or did you step down on your own? And
I was terminated.
Okay.
So you were fired.
So
there's a lot of words for it. Was that Kevin?
Hey, yes, it's Kevin.
Hey,
here.
Bruce, there's life after firing. Trust me, okay? You're going to be just fine, okay?
Bruce, I want to go back. You are such a hammer.
Kevin was one of my first interviews in the sector. And because it was Kevin and he was expecting me to look like a hippie, I wore a three-piece suit. And he just sat there looking at me going, I don't even know what this guy's about. I'm just going to try and wait till he gets off this segment. But how are you, Kevin?
Very good. And I want to ask you a question, Bruce. What happens next? You are a hammer in the Canadian market for raising capital. You are the industry and were for years. Where are you going? What are you going to do?
Well, I've already gone to Costco and filled one car up with gas this morning. I got a long list of important stuff like that to do, and I would hope by the end of the day I've figured out what's up next, and it won't be in cannabis in Canada, but there's a pretty big world out there.
But, Bruce, take us behind the scenes, because clearly, and this has been a surprise to the market, to investors, to analysts, what happened here? Give us whatever, I imagine, your vision of the future of this company was and how that must have differed with the board.
So I think the company is in great shape because we did a couple of things. One is when we hired really great people, we loaded them up with long-term employee stock option programs. So there's a bunch of great people that are going to continue to work through. The transition will be a bit odd because nobody, including me, was necessarily expecting it. But I do think that we have this IP-driven global rolling force that is going to be the dominant player. And from my perspective, I'm pretty upbeat today, not because of being terminated, but because in 6 years to create something that's got 4,000 people in 16 countries and the market cap that's touched $20 billion, that's been a productive period of time. And so I think it's actually going to be the dominant company, and I'm wearing my tweed shirt today because I still feel that.
Bruce, you were credited with bringing in the Constellation investment in the first place, and here Constellation is effectively handing you your walking papers. Do you really agree with the direction that Constellation wants to take this company in, considering they're getting rid of you?
Yeah, I think the direction they want to take it will be determined. I don't know how material it will change instantly or anything. But, you know, when we looked at this, both Mark and I assessed the circumstance, and it was our view in August when we were announcing that it was really important for the company we take the $5 billion because otherwise Constellation, who is a very powerful company, may have decided that they would put other oars in the water. And this made them 100% fully structurally integrated, no other options but Canopy.
But do you agree?
So, you know, when you bring in a big check and you change the board, unless you're like living in La La Land, there's always some perceived risk, but it would have been worse for the company if we didn't do that.